Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Barn on 11970, and as always, I thank you guys for watching this video. This video is going to be directed at G4T, George for Title. Now, I am one of those type of people. I respect people's opinions, but there's a certain level of where there's an opinion and there is going above and beyond being deceitful. Now, I can speak from direct confrontation with the very people that have confrontations with you. So I speak through experience. So I'm not just some outsider giving an opinion. I have had problems in the past with Corey. People who've watched my channel know this. I've had problems in the past with New York Critic. People know this. I've even had problems with Savage Institute. I've had several people attack me. The difference between you and I is the fact that I try my best to be honest. Doesn't mean I get everything right, but I don't go around making up stories and lies to profit off of people or to trick them. And I think what you're doing by flagging their channels, if you're doing it or not, that's up to you. You know if you've done it or not. I can't prove that, and I'm not here to say you did or you didn't, because I have no proof. But it's obvious people flagged their videos. Now, I'm not saying that these guys do everything right. Because believe me, if you see some of their old videos before they got flagged, they actually called the prank call me at one point because they thought it would be funny. And they actually, on the first conversation, I almost got into a fight with New York Critic, and he was talking about how he wanted to slap me and stuff, actually talking physical violence. But I stood my ground. I had conversations with them, and as you see, I was actually guest appearance on a bunch of their shows, and I consider them, not best friends or anything, but I don't have a problem with them, and they don't have a problem with me anymore. Why? Because when you do things the right way, they fix themselves. And George, let me say something, and I say this through experience because, like I said, I've been where you're going. But the difference is you made videos to deceive people. You were dishonest. And I remember when you even subscribed to my channel at one point. I don't know if you're still subscribed to it, but let me tell you something. I don't believe in the gang mentality. I don't believe in the name calling and stuff like that. So I'm not going to go to that level. So I'm not going to sit here and defend them and saying they did everything right. But their ability to spot somebody that was being deceitful and trying to warn people, if they would have done it in a better way, I think more people would have appreciated it. But they were basically saying they caught somebody in a scam and they were doing their way to try and alert people. And sometimes drowning in good intentions. It's like, for example, if you see a criminal robbing a bank or somebody robbing somebody or raping somebody, it's your duty to report them. It doesn't matter if the person's a nice person or not. If they're doing wrong, they should be called out. If I saw a politician doing something wrong, I'm going to make a video and call them out. So again, I'm not saying their tactics of the way they did it was right, but to you to stoop to the level of either yourself or having other people flagging their videos and taking their channels down is not the way to show that you are changing your life around and being full of integrity. The beautiful thing about my channel is I've had people try and flag my videos. I do nothing wrong in my videos for them to be flagged. So it doesn't matter if 5,000 people flag my videos. There's nothing in my videos that will ever get flagged. That's why I barely even curse in my videos. I never make threats or anything. And the one time I did over a year ago with somebody, I took down because I realized it's just not the way to go. So George, whether you like it or not, you reap what you sow. And you, my friend, and I say that not anything more than sarcastic, is you used the truther community, the very people who were trying to get out of this corrupt system and trying to find people that they could trust in, took advantage of those people by playing a game. Now, whether it was fun for you or serious for you, no one will ever know. But you have hurt people and you've damaged this community. It's bad enough that people like myself and others get attacked for what we believe in just from the people who just want to destroy us. But to have somebody in the truther community end up ultimately calling it an act after the fact that they can no longer get paid for it, I think is a discredit to your integrity, to the people that you were helping, and to the community at large. And I think you owe people, a lot of people, an apology. And to stoop to that level, not confronting them is the wrong way to go. And deleting some of your videos does not take away the fact of things that you've done. Because I've seen the video where you actually threaten Corey to beat him up. Now you can deny it, you can delete it, you can let the time go by so people don't remember it, but that doesn't change the fact of what is. And that's why no matter what I've done, when I've had my problems with Raw Dog and the history between him and I, when I had the problem with the news unit and the history between him and I take full responsibility for my part. I've never denied it because that's what you do. You man up and you take responsibility and you try and improve it. And that's why I can talk with Corey, I can talk with Eric, I can talk to the New York Critic, and many others that used to attack me only because it was fun because everybody else was doing it. If I would have went down the road that you're going, all you're doing is creating more divide and conquer and more enemies, and you're not showing that you have integrity. And again, I'm not going to sit here and accuse you of being the one that flagged them, but it's just coincidentally enough that all of a sudden when they started really finding out that you were a liar and a fraud, which is unfortunately the truth, all of a sudden all their channels are being shut down. That's, believe me, when I know about Corey, for example, he's on like 9 channels already. That doesn't stop him. And all it's going to do is make them attack you even further. So be responsible because you reap what you sow. And when you were dishonest and you took people's money under false pretenses and you didn't give it back and you just tried to pretend that it was over and done with, it's no big deal, you're moving on in life, you don't realize how you damage people. And people have to take responsibility for their actions. Because you may rob somebody and never see that person. So you'll never get to understand the feeling that they have to go through, the violation that they had to come home to the things that meant things to them, that may be worthless to you, but could have been worth everything in their life because it was something maybe from a dead relative or something that had more intrinsic value. And you hurt them. So people may not sue you because it probably cost them more money to actually hire a lawyer than to get back the money that they gave. But what you did was wrong. And you're not helping this community. And I think you, of all people, should step away from this community until you learn to do things the right way. I've never sat here and said I do things perfectly. I don't go out on attacks. I've had to defend myself more times than I would like to admit. But when you talk to people and communicate with them and man up to things that you do that are wrong, you can move past them. So you may listen to this video, you may not listen to this video. Your G4T lovers may hate me for it, and there are going to be the G4T haters that are going to love me for it. But this is not a popularity contest. This is not about who's right and wrong. It's about integrity. It's about being who you say you are. And if you do something wrong, you man up to it, and you admit it, and you apologize, and you move on. You used this community as a tool to profit, and you misled people. And that, in any way you color it, is wrong. And you are going to burn people. So there are going to be plenty of people that are going to be mad. And again, I'll say it again. I don't think the way they did it was the best way, but they were exposing a fraud. And in the end, I hope more people do things like that. G4T, you should be ashamed of yourself. And I'm one of the people in the truther community that's been attacked by the very same people you have. I never flagged any of their videos because it just doesn't solve anything. You talk to people, you communicate with them, you try and work with them. And if you can't work with them, you just move on. There are some people that no matter what I tried to do to talk to them, they would never change. You just ignore them and move on. And that's why, George, after I saw your video where you pasted on that fake Fukushima radiation and said that's from the radiation and you tried to play it off like maybe it's not, I never watched another video of yours again. I cannot take people that do things like that seriously. But there are some people who may be gullible, may be naive, may be overly trusting, and they trusted your word to be true. And for you to turn around and lie to those people and play it off like it was no big deal and it was just an act is a disgrace and it's a shame. And your integrity is in question. And nobody did that but yourself. So take responsibility for it. This will be the last video I make about this because, to be perfectly honest, I don't want to waste my energy in negativity. It does me no good. I'm looking forward to learning more about the future, learning more about how we can save ourselves, how to spread as much truth as possible. Doesn't mean I'll get everything right, but it does guarantee that the people that have subscribed to my channel know I've never made a video to ever deceive them or extract money from them by scaring them. Shame on you.